Hello everybody, this is Astrocolonian and this is my very late video for the July challenge by Warboste. I apologize for the tardiness of this video. Real life has, as it tends to do, gotten in the way. And yes, I count my own laziness as part of real life. So there we go. As you can see though, I removed most of the... Basically I removed every single figure I was going to paint off the spruce with the exception of cavalry. The reason I have not done cavalry yet is because cavalry requires gluing the halves of horses together in order to put them in the bases, and I don't have any glue right now. I need to go get some tomorrow, or maybe even today. But due to the fact that I have to, because of that, it's not feasible to put them together without really losing figures, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to lose pieces, so I kept them in their spruce for the time being, but I would change probably tomorrow. This is the one half of the number of figures that comes in the army. There's actually another set being worked on at my girlfriend's house, but that won't be shown here yet. Maybe if I get lucky and I get cracking, I might be able to do not half of the box but the whole thing, but I don't want to promise that. Maybe it's going to be like a stretch goal or something. Anyway, they're mostly clean. There are some that still need to be cleaned up for mold lines and pieces of sprue that were left over, and they're really neat. And there are several things that I like to make note. Warbos wrote a set of things he'd like to see before the challenge proper started. Things that I was not able to fulfill due to life mostly. But he asked some questions. The first one being, why was I interested in these particular ones? That was part of the questions he asked. And the first reason, as I said before, is really scale. I'm going to grab a Skaven that I have here that I was working on before I started on this project for comparison. And that's a Skaven right there, that's a Samurai right there, and I'm going to go ahead and focus them so I can, as you can see, the detail better. Let's see. Ooh, wow, they really are tiny, aren't they? I'm sometimes really marveled at the scale that minis come from, even normal Warhammer ones. They're insane. Let's see if we can get them focused up. There we go. I'm probably gonna have to move the Samurai as well. Let's see. That worked. That worked. Come on. Be cool. There we go. That focused. Now this is, as you can see, the figures are very small. This is a 1/72 scale, and if I remember correctly from my flavor text, Skaven are man-sized rats, or even slightly smaller than man-sized, and this guy is really tiny in comparison. This is a hunched over clan rat, as you can see. This guy's standing straight, and he barely reaches the face of the Skaven. This is almost like having a halfling in front of a normal, human. So the scale is very small. Goodbye, rat. Even so, though, the detail in these guys is pretty awesome. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Come on. Come on. I can't. There you go. Wow, this is difficult to get to focus. There you go. So you can see the detail is pretty incredible, and no matter what you do. And this is going to be a very particular challenge because at this size it's very easy to mar detail. Those little hoses in the back are for the sashimono, which are the little flags containing, in the case of Samurai, their crest, their mon, or in the case of Ashigaru, some sort of either the mon of their clan or some inspiring phrase, I guess. So it's okay if you die. You might be reborn as a samurai. That kind of thing. So yeah, easy to mess up if you're not careful. And so it's a very fun challenge for me. The set is very, very well made. There are some slight problems with some of the figures, but they're minor. Let's see, here it's a spearman, and as you can see, if I can get it to just focus. Wow, this is impossible. There we go. And let's see if I can get to focus by standing it like so. Shoosh. As you can see, the heads of the spears are bent. This is not something that happened to one figure or two. Like the sprue kept them in this position. Man, this is complicated. I have no idea how to make this happen. There we go. Not you. There we go. As you can see, it's bent, and pretty much every single copy of this figure is bent that way. What am I going to do? I saw on the Painting Clinic by Dr. Faust that you could use plastic cement to... I'm going to get everybody back together. You can use plastic cement to focus it, to like basically like soften the plastic and bend it back into place and hold it there so when it dries it's fixed. It might mar a little bit of the detail, but I think it's worth it, otherwise it just look really crappy. You can see I labeled each base with each samurai, so I wouldn't, each figure really, so I wouldn't like lose it. They're all pretty much labeled together, and that's because the bases look very similar once you remove them, and you have to like make it fit because they're in different poses. But yeah, that's cool. What else I have to do? Well, I have to finish cleaning. That probably will happen tonight. After that, I'll be priming figures, and especially I'll be working on these guys, which are the pseudo Sashimono for different rule sets. For those people who don't know, Samurai Battles comes in with two different rule sets. You have Commands and Colors by Richard Borg, and you have Art of Tactic by Konstantin Krivenko. And these fake Sashimono flags are to distinguish units. I'm showing here the one for the art of for Commands and Colors, right? Here's another one. The squares aren't really meaning anything other than ¿cómo se llama? The type of unit it is. That's game specific. It doesn't have anything to do with the history, but it would be a good practice for me to fix it up, so I can get used to several things. What else? I'm gonna have to base. Basing is gonna have to take a little bit because there's a short edge of basing material here in South America at this moment, at least in my neck of the woods at this very moment. But at least I'm gonna be able to. At least I'll get some turf. Well, not turf, some ballast glued up and to get the ground going, and I hope we'll be able to get some static grass soon, but that comes later. I'm more concerned about the ballast and getting like the ground and stuff. I decided to prime with white afro instead of black for two very important reasons. The first one is that I don't have enough practice with white, and I want to, and this seems to me like a good time to do so. And second, that if I were to paint with black, I'd have to do a lot of build up to get really bright colors, and I'm knowing myself, I'll probably like end up like clogging up the figures, even if so I'd rather not. I'd rather like be able to work with as few layers as possible. So it's gonna be white. Hopefully I'm gonna do a good job. Well, that's about it. I hope this is interesting. You'll see another one tomorrow, and I hope you guys have a good evening. Goodbye.